Good morning, friends. In the previous video, we had discussed about the phylum Annelida as well as Arthropoda. Now, the next phylum that we have to discuss today is the phylum Mollusca. This phylum Mollusca is the second largest phylum among the animal or among the non-chordates. Okay, mollusk means the slimy body. All the animals which are included in these mollusca, they shows the slimy and soft body. Then this is the second largest phylum, as I had already told you. They are triploblastic. The common example of the mollusk, that is the octopus as well as oyster or bivalve. We can say it as a bivalve or the oyster or the snail. You are familiar with the garden snail. All these are the examples which are included in the that is a phylum Mollusca. They are having the soft and slimy body. The outer calcareous shell is there, but inside the body it is a very soft and slimy, so that they are all included in the Mollusca. The body is a triploblastic, means it consists of the three germ layers: ectoderm, mesoderm as well as the endoderm. Then they are eucoelomate. Eucoelomate means the true body cavity or the coelom is present in this animal. Non-segmented. Here the body, it is not divided into the segment like to that of the previous phylum, that is Arthropoda as well as Annelida. We had seen that in case of earthworm as well as in case of the cockroach, the body is divided into the many small segments. But here the body is not divided into the segment, so it is a non-segmented body, and the animals, they are bilaterally symmetrical. Means the body can be divisible into two equal parts through only one plane, so that they are all included in the bilaterally symmetrical animals. Okay. Then visceral mass is covered with the mantle, which is also called as a calcareous shell. आपण सगळ्यांनी शंख शिंपले खेळलेले असेल, जे तुम्ही वाळूमधून जमा केले, जे तुम्ही जे खेळले, that is called as a mantle, and it is made up of a calcium. And so that it is called as a calcareous shell, and which cover the inner visceral soft and slimy mass. Okay. All they are unisexual. They are unisexual means both the male and female gamete are produced by the two different animals, so that they are unisexual animals. Then example of this one is that is bivalve, snail as well as the octopus. You can see the pictures. Here it is an octopus. The name octo means 8. This animal is having the 8 feet. Okay, so it is an octopus. You can see a very beautiful picture which is given in our textbook. Tentacles are present. Suckers are also there. Suckers to attach themselves or to catch the prey. The sucker, they are present. Eyes. Octopus is having the eyes. Okay, and siphon, that is a body. It is present. Here it is the octopus. Here bivalve. You might have been familiar with this animal, Shankha Shimple. Here, these bivalve which are present in a sea water, they are used in a pearl culture. They are used in a pearl culture. So, these are the bivalve and snail. Pila, example is pila as well as the garden snail. These are the bivalve. They are also present. These are the snails. These are the examples that are included in the phylum, that is Mollusca. Okay. Now the next phylum that we have to study among the non-chordate, that is the phylum Echinodermata. Echinodermata. What is the meaning of echinodes? Echinodes means the spine. Echinodes means the spine. The presence of a calcareous spines on the body of this animal is the diagnostic characteristic of the phylum Echinodermata. Calcareous spines, they are present on the body, hence they are included. Echinodes means spine, and derma means skin or a body. On the body of this animal, our body is covered with the calcareous spines, and hence these animals, they are included in the Echinodermata. They are found in the ocean. These are the animals which are present only in a sea water or a marine water, so that they are found in the ocean. Triploblastic means the body is divided into the three layers, ectoderm, mesoderm as well as endoderm. Okay, eucoelomate means true body cavity or the coelom is present and bilaterally symmetrical animal in the larval stage. In the larval stage, the symmetry is bilaterally symmetry, and at the adult stage, what type of symmetry is present in starfish? It is a radial symmetry. At adult stage, they are radially symmetry, but in the larval stage, they shows the bilateral symmetry. What is the difference? Bilateral symmetry means the body is divisible into two equal parts through only one plane. They are bilaterally, and through the radius, if the body is divisible, then it is a radial symmetry. Locomotion with the help of a tube feet. You can see in case of starfish, how many feet are present? 5 arms are present. In starfish, the 5 arms are there, and with the help of this arm, it shows, which are also called as the tube feet, and it shows the locomotion. Then skeleton is a spine or ossicle. Ossicle means just the plate-like structures. For example, in case of the sea cucumber, that is the example that is included in Echinodermata. You can see the ossicles, and they are also unisexual. That is, male and female animals, they are separated or they are different, and that is the unisexual. The example is that is starfish and sea urchin. For example, you can see the pictures. Look at here, beautiful pictures. All these are the sea creatures. They are present in a sea water, not found in our areas because we are not residing at the seashore side. You can see these in that is Underwater Discovery or National Geographic or any other Discovery channel. Okay, starfish. Look at here, 5 arms are there, and with the help of this 5 arms, it shows the locomotion. Here it is the sea cucumber. Cucumber means kakadi. The structure is just like that of the cucumber. But it is an animal. It is a sea cucumber, and the plates are present on the body. So it is a sea cucumber. Here another example is that is sea urchin. Sea urchin, which shows the calcareous spines on its body, and these are the examples that belongs to the phylum Echinodermata. Beautiful animals. They are the sea creatures. You can see only on a Discovery channel. Okay, now the next phylum that we have to study, that is the phylum Hemichordata. I think it is the last phylum among the non-chordate. That is the phylum Hemichordata. The word gives the meaning. Hemi means half, chordata means a chordate. Though this phylum, it belongs to the non-chordate, but it shows many characters that resembles to the chordate, so that it may be the connecting link between the chordate as well as the non-chordate. Okay, so it is the best study material for finding the ancestry of the animals. Okay, for finding the ancestry, the hemichordates, it plays a very important role. Okay, now the hemichordate, the classic example of the hemichordate is here. This slide, I want this slide. Body is divided into proboscis, collar and trunk. Body is divided into the 3 parts: proboscis, collar and trunk. Notochord is present. Now look at here. Up till now, notochord, it was absent in all the animals that we had studied up till now. That is from Porifera. Now you count along with me. First one is Porifera. Second one is Nidaria, then Platyhelminthes, Aschelminthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, and Echinodermata. You have to remember all these. जर आता आपल्याला आठवलं नसेल तर ते पाठ करायचं आहे. पहिला पोरीफेरा आणि शेवटचं हेमिकॉर्डेटा. ओके, we have to remember in ascending order, otherwise we will get confused whenever we are writing the characteristic feature of each phyla. Okay, I had already told you about all these. Okay, so the notochord is present in the proboscis region. Here the notochord comes. So this character, it resembles to the chordate. Then they are also called the acorn worm because they show the hook-like structure. We have to see the psychoglossus. I will show you the slide. Then they are marine and live in a sand. They are called as the worm because they show the burrowing habit. Though they are present in the sea water, they are a marine animal, but at the bottom of the sea, they are lives in a burrow. They are found in a burrow, so that they are also called as a burrowing worm. Pharyngeal gills are present. Pharyngeal gill slits. This is the character that resembles to the chordate. Pharyngeal gills. We had studied the characters of notochordate and non-chordate and chordate, and in that we had studied the difference. Pharyngeal gill slits, they are absent in a non-chordate, but in case of the balanoglossus, that is the example of this hemichordate, it shows the presence of pharyngeal gill slit that also resembles to the chordate. There are many characters which show the resemblance with the chordate, so that it is included in a hemichordate now. Unisexual, and a few are a hermaphrodite. Some of the animals, they may be unisexual, some may be hermaphrodite, means they may be the bisexual, means some may produce the gamete by two different animals, or some of the animals are there which produces both the male and female gamete in a single animal. Example is balanoglossus and saccoglossus. You can see the pictures. Look at here. This is the best example. Here it is a hook like a cornworm. That is the example. That is saccoglossus. It is a saccoglossus. Now about this balanoglossus. Look at here. Here the three part. I had already told you: proboscis, collar, and trunk. Like to that of the higher animal. Our body is divided into head, neck, abdomen, and tail. Tail is not present in us, but in other mammals, tail is also there. Okay, so these are the parts of the body in a higher animal: head, neck, trunk, and tail. Okay, in that similar way, in this balanoglossus, you can see proboscis, which can be comparable with the head of the chordates, then collar, which can be comparable with the neck region, and the trunk, that can be comparable with the trunk or abdomen and tail. Okay, so this is the balanoglossus, and in case of the balanoglossus, the notochord is present in the proboscis region. It is present in the proboscis region. The notochord is present, and in this animal, pharyngeal gill slit. What is the function of pharyngeal gill slit? These are the organ for respiration, like to that of the higher animal. In a fishes, pharyngeal gill slits are present, which helps for the respiration, absorb the dissolved oxygen from water. In that similar way, in this animal also, we can see the pharyngeal gill slits. Understand? So, I think here it is the last phylum among the non-chordate. Friends, here end our non-chordate. In the next video, we will see the chordates. Okay, so you have to remember all the non-chordate, and if you have any queries related to my chapter, then you can ask at any time, and if you like, you can also comment in a comment box. Okay, thank you.